Denzell Hairston, author and publisher, self-publisher of Real G's Moving Silence, Part 1 and Part 2. I'm 26 years old. I'm from West Philadelphia. These are the first 2 books of a trilogy. Part 3 should be coming out sometime at the end of the summer.
Any particular reason why you chose to write it in 3 parts?
Well, my best friend always used to saying like how she learned stuff. She used to always say like I learned things in like 3 points and stuff like that. So I kind of like always try to find like 3 points in everything that I do and everything that I read and everything that I write. I try to make sure at least you get 3 points out of everything. So in each book, it's a new. It's 3 points in each book, but it's 3 books also. So in each book, I want you to see something from one book to the second book to the third book. Basically, I want you to see how things evolve from the first one to the second one, how it evolved from the second one to the third one. And just basically, I mean, I got this, I had a story in my head and I decided to break it up and I just put it all in one book because, I mean, it's so much and I want people to get everything out of these books. So, I mean, I decided to break it up in 3. The stories, I mean, I love character development. I love introducing new characters. So I want new characters to come in as the old ones go. Basically, I just want everything to keep evolving. I didn't want everything to be in 1 or everything to be in 2. And honestly, I just keep getting ideas as I'm writing. Even if I wanted it to be 1 book or wanted it to be 2 books, my mom wouldn't let it happen.
What's been your favorite experience of writing this series so far?
I think my favorite experiences is just listening to the feedback on it. Like some of these people like connect with these characters. Like when I hear people talk about the characters that I created, like they just regular people, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I actually, like, damn, I really did this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when people tell me, like, yo, I was mad as hell how Part 1 ended, or I was pissed how Part 2 ended, like, how you just gonna kill off X, Y, and Z, or how you just, like, this was my favorite one, I'm mad, she went, like, and they talk about it, they don't say, like, they're not talking about it like it's just a character, like, it's an actual person to them, and I just be like, damn, like, that's powerful, like, that's real powerful, like, I created a character that you relate to so deeply that like when you talking about him, you're not even saying like, you're not even referencing the book no more. You just talking about the person like it was a real person here at some point. So yeah.
Right.
I think that's probably like my best experience, seeing people, hearing the feedback from people, and just basically like it motivates me to keep going. It's telling me like that I'm on to something, that like, I mean, it's like, I won't say it reaffirmed what I already believe, but it kind of do at the same time, because I kind of didn't have that confidence when I was writing the first one, even though like a lot of people say, oh, this was great. And then like to hear people say they read the first one and read the second one, they be like, yo, I love the first one, but the second one, like I can see how you progress as a writer and how you evolve and, you know, get more deep into detail and everything. And I just want to keep getting better at what I want to do, because this is my craft. Like, that's what I love to do.
That makes sense. So it's becoming a journey for you, like everybody else that's reading and paying attention. Right. They're on a journey right along with you.
Everybody that read my book, I like, is there anything you think I could have changed, or there's something more that you was looking for that you feel like you didn't get? Like I like constructive criticism, or even just criticism. Like if I've never had nobody come and tell me they didn't like it, but if they did, I would be able to accept that. And I think another experience would be, I ran into like one of my friends, and he's like, yo, I didn't know you read a book. I was locked up and I read that joint, and I'm like reading it, and I'm like, yo, this my hood. Like, yo, this Zell, they wrote that joint. Like, I'm like, yeah, man, like that's crazy. Good looking though, man. I appreciate you and shit like that. He's like, yeah, my people's ordered it off Amazon. I'm like, yeah, that's what's up, man.
I will let you know, constructive criticism wise, you did me dirty on Part 2, man. Hey, but I'm at the edge of my seat.
But right, that's what I'm trying to keep. I'm trying to keep everybody at the edge of the seat. I kept on the edge of the seat Part 1, and I'm gonna let you know Part 2 gonna keep you on the edge of the seat. Part 3 probably gonna knock you the fuck out your seat. You probably gonna pick that chair and throw it at me.
Y'all heard it. Part 3 coming.
For sure.
Hey, well, you know, speaking of that, what's the drop on the final part? Any surprises you could let us in on? What's in store for us?
I'm kind of almost halfway through part 3. What I can say is it's going to be part 3 touches on family a lot more. It's a very big thing on it's a very big emphasis on family and misplaced loyalty. So throughout part 1 and part 2, some of the people, well, one of the characters in particular, what you looked at as like had to do what he had to do, and it was like you start to see who he's really loyal to. Like he's not his family, it's not the family, it's not this person, it's himself. He's only being loyal to himself, and to the point where he crossed family and even tried to kill his own family. So now at this point, it's like almost like a war waged within family almost at this point. And a lot of the things that he's done is going to come back to haunt him, especially concerning the family. So that's something I can give you a little bit of part 3. One night it was a storm outside and the power went out in the house. She didn't know what to do, but she was very afraid of the darkness. Then she saw the flashlight beam in her face and heard someone walking towards her. "Don't be afraid. I'll stay with you until the power comes on in the morning," he said as he got inside the bed with her. Steph froze up. She didn't know what to say or do. She lay there quietly as her foster dad rubbed from her chest down her stomach, then landed in her most private area. His touch sent terrible chills throughout her body. She felt sick to her stomach and wanted to vomit. Steph couldn't believe this was happening to her. She tried to close her eyes tight, hoping that this was a horrible nightmare. The pain that ripped through her as he forcefully shoved his fingers inside of her, snatching her innocence, brought her back to reality. Steph prayed that everything would stop, that someone would walk in and save her from this horrible act that was about to take place. Her prayers went unanswered as her foster dad slid himself into her and raped her. When he finished, he got up and said, "I knew you wanted it," then kissed her on top of her forehead. He then told her that he would take her shopping after school the next day as he exited her room. Steph laid in the same spot facing the wall for the rest of the night. She couldn't understand why would God take her parents away and leave her with these crazy people. Steph got up the next morning and took a shower. She turned the water on as hot as it could get and began scrubbing rough and thoroughly with her washcloth. Every time she breathed, she kept smelling the scent of her foster dad. So she continued to scrub until the scent was gone. But the scent wouldn't go away. The entire second floor was filled with steam from her shower. She didn't know, but she had been in the shower well over an hour. She stared at her skin and kept scrubbing places that he touched. She kept replaying every moment, remembering each place his hands were on her. The scent wouldn't go away. She kept scrubbing and crying, screaming at the top of her lungs with frustration. Finally, Steph ran out of the shower and into her room. She began spraying herself with every different perfume that she had. Nothing worked. She still smelled him. His scent was driving her crazy. Her head began to spin. Her mind went blank. All she could think about was him and that horrible scent that she hated. Steph turned around, ran full speed, crashing through the second floor bedroom window, landing on the front lawn. She closed her eyes. The scent was gone. She felt peace. She felt tired. She went to sleep. Part 1 and 2 is available on Amazon and Kindle. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Ozelly215, OZELLY 215. And I'm open. I deliver signed copies if you need one. And if you got any questions or anything you want to know from me, all you gotta do is just DM me or message me. My email is in my bio. It's Hairston Denzell at gmail.com. Last name, then first name. And I'm always willing to help anybody that need help writing or have any questions or anything of that sort.